And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, each and every day here from the beautiful studios of Freedom's with an S, freedomsphoenix.com in Phoenix, Arizona. We have on the line right now Gerald Celente. Gerald, we got a short segment with you, and I want to talk about everything, but the bottom line is, it's going to get bad. We have Bernanke saying, yeah, we're going to be printing more money. Heck, we'll print more money in the future. It's all about, us making more money for you to whatever, give to our buddies. So that means what for us? What's going to happen?
We're looking at a global meltdown. Let's pretend we're having playing a game of cards. There are four of us sitting at a table, and two guys are passing cards under the table. That's what the Federal Reserve is doing. They just passed, over $3 trillion worth of our money around the world to prop up their friends. This is the greatest bank robbery in world history, and the banks are doing the robbing. There's riots going on in Greece. There's protests in Italy, in Spain, in Portugal, in Ireland, in England. The whole system is collapsing. They can't keep the EMU, the Economic Monetary Union, together, and they're not going to fix it by printing more fake money. The central banks, Bernanke's only one of the bandits, are bringing down the global economic system with this phony money that's not worth the paper it's not printed on. The Greatest Depression is underway.
I'm with you, brother. I mean, I've been saying the Greatest Depression for a couple of years, and I'm telling you, there are so many signs for this coming. And one of them is I want to talk what you know about J.P. Morgan, and always accusations of them manipulating the silver market. Then we got Max Kaiser out there. Let's go buy silver and put the final nail in their coffin or something. I mean, you have an opinion about all that?
I'm with Max on this, and among a lot of things, I'm on board with him. And this is one of them. It's similar to what the French tried to do yesterday, but failed to do, but it doesn't mean it won't work in the future, and that is to start pulling money out of the banks. And my slogan, by the way, in the Trends Journal for 2011 is break the chains. We're never going to be free until we really break the chains. Buy local and bank local. Yeah, buy all the silver you can afford if that's what you want to do. I'm not permitted to give investment advice, but as an advice to help bring down J.P. Morgan Chase, and if you want to really get angry, go online and look at the New York Times. They call themselves the paper of record. Look at their magazine front page story this past week of J.P. Morgan Chase's CEO, Jamie Dimon. You read it and you want to call it the toilet paper record because the guy that wrote it is really a wipe-up, I'll tell you that. This guy, his nose must be so brown. And then he writes, after you keep reading this thing, oh, by the way, my mother and his family are the best of friends. You want to talk about a puff piece, and you want to talk about why... And then read the comments that people posted on the New York Times Magazine piece of Jamie Dimon. After 138, they took him off. They're running about 10-1 against him. But not only against him, I mean vehemently against him. So yeah, do anything you can to bring down the banks, because I'll make it really clear. If you don't bring them down, they're on the way to bringing you down. You know what they call austerity measures in Europe? Here's the deal. It's really simple. The banks are in trouble. They made a lot of bad bets. They want the taxpayer to pay the bad bets. So here's what they do. And this is all a politician is. A politician says, listen, I want you to go to work in the morning. I don't care if you hate your job and your kid's sick, take care of them. That's your problem. Oh, and by the way, that commute, I don't want to hear you complain about it. And the lousy job you have that you can't stand and you're only taking because it pays the bills and covers your insurance, just shut up and do the work. Oh, and stay late. And then give me your money. Give me your money. I'm going to tell you what to do with your money. That's what they're doing in Europe. That's what they're doing in the United States. And what they're doing then is they're saying, we're going to cut your pay. They cut the minimum wage in Ireland to bail out the bigs, and they increase the taxes, and they cut the benefits, and they're doing it worldwide.
Well, they're going to be doing it here in America at every level of government. We're starting to see where we have municipalities that are firing firemen and policemen and teachers, and it just goes on and on and on, and it's like it's not reported. It's like it's not happening. And, I mean, do you think this is going to get more common?
It's happening. As you said, look at the unemployment numbers. They were supposed to have a rise last month. We were going to see what? I believe it was 150,000 jobs created, and they created 39,000. The gap between the rich and the poor is the widest in the U.S. of any of the industrialized nations. Why would anybody believe Bernanke about anything? If I had a track record as bad as his, they would have laughed me out of business. This clown admits they didn't see the Panic of '08 coming. We took a domain name out, the Panic of '08 in 2007. We were so sure of it. If you were watching, you could see it coming. He said that there wouldn't be a subprime mortgage crisis. He said that real estate prices would not go down. They've never gone down nationally in modern history. This is all being reported. He said in 2008 there was no recession, and now he's saying that things are under control. We're losers in government. They're losers at every level. I'm sick and tired of hearing all of these people, the defense secretary, the guy running the show, the Petraeus, this one and that, about, quote, progress being made in these wars. Progress equals stalemate, then defeat. The United States government are a bunch of losers, and the rub is that they demand your money. Give me your money and don't give me any lip. And if you do, I'm going to sick the IRS and the police on you. And that's what's going on. They're squeezing the people. You talk about cutting the police? Guess what? The police have become the enforcers for the crime bosses. You don't see them touching any of the big guys. You don't see all these SEC busts that are going on hitting the top guys. They pay off their mistakes. They pay a fine, and then they don't admit to any wrongdoing. And, well, look who they hit. Look at the cops in every corner. You go 5 miles over the speed limit, boy, are they cracking down on you. They just arrested a woman in New York for throwing a paper in the wrong bin, $100 fine. They can't touch the guys at the top, and the gangs, the street gangs, are too tough for them. So who they going after? And that's what they're doing in the whole system. They're squeezing the little people.
Well, before we let you go, I want you to give some I guess advice on what we should be doing. I mean, silver has jumped up. It's like double what it was a few months ago. I mean, are we still seeing a good buy in buying silver or
I'll tell you what I do.
Food?
I'm only telling you what I do. We forecast silver and gold to continue to rise. Gold, our mark, is $2,000 an ounce. We're not going higher than that because we think at that time the world governments will put some kind of a lid on it. And our forecasts are on our forecast page, trendsjournal.com. Go to the forecast page. I call the bottom of gold in 2001. At what we said the beginning, when it hit 275, it was the quote gold bull run had begun. And we're telling people we're going to go into an economic winter, the likes you have never seen before. Look how much oil prices, gasoline prices are going up. They're going up because the dollar is being devalued. It's being devalued in front of our eyes. As I said, it's the biggest bank robbery in world history, and the banks are doing the robbing.
And we can what? I mean,
I take my money out of all the big banks. Only I have to deal with one of the bigger ones because we do a lot of international business and we do wire transfers. I buy everything local, and and as you've heard me on the radio and over the years, I'm 80% invested in gold. The cash that I have it hedged between dollars, Canadian dollars, and Swiss francs. because to me the dollar is going to go down. It's not going to be worth the money that, as they said, the paper it's not printed on.
Is there any saving the dollar? Is there a chance? Can we?
Yes.
We can really.
Yes, we have to.
What we got to do?
We have to we have to start building things in this country.
Well, I'm for that. I'm not sure it's going to be denominated in anything other than junk silver, but hey, man, it's always good to have you on, Gerald. Warning the people. Trends Journal Research, trendsresearch.com, trendsresearch.com. Gerald Celente, thanks for coming on, Gerald. We'll be right back here on Declare Your Independence in just a little bit with me, Ernest Hancock. You guys stay right there. We got a lot more to talk about, and what we just talked about in this last hour will be of interest, won't it?